You can have it good or you can have it cheap. You can't have both. You can have it fast or you can have it accurate. You can't have both. $1.4 billion of stimulus checks went to deceased people. I'm going to tell you what to do about that here coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I am the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners and owners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button every single business day. I'm coming to you with a financial nugget, usually a headline, what's going on in the financial world, helping you apply it to your financial life so that you can take your next wise step in it. Okay, so here's the deal. All right, well, I'm going to tell you this. Back in late March, my team and I were sitting in our classroom in our office, and we're listening to an analyst talk about all the different features of the CARES Act. We get to the first one, which is the helicopter money. It's the $1,200 that's being sent to every American, and we're going to get this money to you very quickly. Here's the qualifications. You know, your income's got to be below this levels, blah, 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 but you're going to have this money as soon as possible. And it was like, all right, that's probably in a month or two, because the only limitation really was age of dependence, yeah, and then income. But they were basing it on a couple years ago worth of tax information, but if you filed, it was based on your 19 tax information, but it's really a 2020 credit. And I'm thinking, there's no way they're gonna get this money out there in any reasonable amount of time. Maybe a month, maybe 2 months, because they've got to figure out, think about it. So if you're a dependent, if you could have been a dependent on someone else's tax return, you don't get the money. Okay, well, what if you're 21 years old in 2018? Well, you were a dependent then, so you shouldn't qualify. But if you're not a dependent in the next year when you're 22 years old, or when you're 23 years old in the year 2020, you should get the money. And so I just said, there's no way they're going to have this out. And sure enough, the president kept pushing, kept tweeting, kept pushing, kept tweeting. And the checks actually went out in 3 weeks. I'm like, I'm shocked. Well, guys, you can have it fast or you can have it accurate. You can't have both. We got it fast. That means $1.4 billion of your money, of my money, of taxpayer money was sent to deceased people. And what's the fail-safe protection? On the envelope, if the person who is the recipient is deceased, please check this box and return this in the mail. And if you've got a conscience, I hope you do, you check the box, you send it back. If you don't, and you find a way to cash that check, my guess is eventually it will be caught up, and because obviously on your tax return, when someone passes away, you've got a list right on the tax return, they're deceased as of this point. I'm assuming this will be caught up. Therefore, if you're listening to this, if you received a check for a stimulus check for a deceased person, you can't keep it. At best, you might be able to get a short-term loan from the government for 6 months, maybe a year. My guess is they're going to find it out and want to take this money back. But this is your money. This is my money. Yesterday's video, I shared with you, the government has no money. They have nothing. And I'm not talking about the amount of debt. I'm saying the only money they have is what we pay in taxes, and we're paying those taxes with the faith that they'll use that money for the right purposes. And they chose to go fast instead of accurate, and $1.4 billion, you could just say, has been flushed into the system inaccurately. That's a staggering amount of money. Could you use $1.4 billion? I know I could. I know a lot of businesses who could as well, but that's been pushed out there to deceased people. So that's getting a lot of headlines. Once again, if you received a check on behalf of the deceased person, check that box, return the check. If you've already cashed it, just expect that they're going to somehow track you down. They're going to somehow ask for the money back. Let me give you one other update since we're talking about stimulus. I told you the other day that we've got this converging, they're calling it a fiscal cliff here. We've got this $600 a week of unemployment set to run out at the end of July. We've got the PPP money that, depending on when your business received it, that's about to be used up as well. We could have a lot of people hurting. Well, the past 3 days, I think we've hit record highs of new cases, new coronavirus cases here in the U.S. Even though that hasn't necessarily spooked markets just yet, I think it's possible that could mean there's another stimulus before the extra $600 a week is actually used up. So now, even though I've told you, I don't think there's going to be another stimulus here soon, the chances are rising that we might get one. And then the last update that I would give you is, if you're a small business owner or if you are self-employed and have not applied for the PPP yet, you've heard it from me before, you should. You should. This is not a moral thing. This is not an integrity thing. This is not, well, do I need it? Could I use it? This is you have the ability to go apply for this. Is your business uncertain and facing uncertain times? That's just about everyone. That's the only qualification. You should apply for the PPP if you have not. The deadline is June 30th. It is coming up. I've had some people that said, hey, I heard it was such a mess, I'm not applying. It is messy. It's messy. They've cleaned a lot of it up. You know that because you're a fan of this channel. But it is still a little messy. But to me, to get some forgivable loan, I would do it. I would do it. So there you have it for today. Hey, if you're needing some financial counsel, some financial coaching to make sure that your financial life is in a stable position, you're making the right decisions moving forward, reach out to your certified financial planner. Make sure they're doing comprehensive financial planning. That is what we do here at KFG. You can always reach out to us. You'll find us online at korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K. Or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, have a great weekend. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.